The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Long before the sects divided, there was the enveloping darkness. It was in this dark humanity learned to trust the light, to run from shadows, and most importantly, to fear.
Brutality and superstition walked hand in hand in this dark time, but also hope. Hope that the heroes of this age could hold back the monsters and illuminate the path through the shadows.
The children of Cain are no different. Some run from the shadows, some turn to the light, and some become the monsters of legend passed down from one hearth to another.
Their story is one of loss, one of struggle, and one of death. For what can survive in the wake of those that cannot die?
This is what it means to be a myth made flesh. This is what it means to be a vampire in the Dark Ages.
Welcome to our Vampire Dark Ages stream. We here at McStabber Studios understand that some of the subjects that come up during this chronicle are problematic by modern standards. Our goal is to handle these kinds of situations in a manner that does not directly or indirectly glorify these kinds of actions. While we understand that we are playing in a world of monsters, that does not mean we must be the monsters ourselves. Please also be aware, none of our cast are experts in history. That means there will be some deviations between the world timeline and the vampiric world. You can go ahead and chalk that up to the Cainite influence on the mortals around them. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy our story.
We never knew.
Who's pouring shots?
Yeah.
Watch it get hit.
Before we start, I was told by our son today that starting drinking at 3:30 is too early in the day for me to start drinking because I'm still working.
That's called alcoholism.
No, it's called I was tired of
Sunset
staring
somewhere.
at firewall rules.
Sounds to me like it's called a responsible kid.
5 o'clock somewhere.
It's
Yeah.
5, yeah.
That's
Sunset
all.
somewhere.
So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios' Vampire Dark Ages Glimpses of History. I am, maybe someone who wanted to drink during the day, Shanky McStabber, the storyteller.
And I am a big fan of day drinking. I'm also Mama McStabber, and I am playing the La Sombra known as Saint Olga of Kiev, Blessed Princess, equal to the Apostles.
Dear Diary, I think I'm Julia Von Esch, and I'm playing an Irish woman who's supposed to be a Toreador, but really is an Assamite, and she writes a lot. Hi.
And hello, I'm Maddox. I only drink when I'm alone or with somebody. And I will be playing Snatcher of Clan Nosferatu.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Ravnos Archon, and I'll be playing Agustina de la Cruz, and I am a social drinker. Someone says I'll have a drink, and I say, so shall I.
That's pretty good. Just remember, you're not an alcoholic if you don't attend the meetings. That just makes you drunk, and it's okay. So
Folks,
when we
please seek help for your addictions.
Please seek help for your
please seek
addictions.
help.
We make light of it, but seriously, please.
So the year is still 1314 when we were last with this group of vampires, these Cainites. They had finally got Goratrix taken. They didn't realize it, but they had actually entered Tremir's land. He, oddly enough, though he promised not to run till he got there, he never warned you when you entered their territory.
Of course not. They need to put up signposts.
But there they found some Templars who apparently had what looked like it could be the Ark of the Covenant. Turns out it was a copy made of solid gold, and hey, but it's a lot of gold. So at least you got that money, right? But inside were some tablets that had cuneiform writing that, for anyone who watched the stream, would match the tablets, it appears at least, the tablets that were found way back in season 1. But they won't find out till they get back to their city. And of course, then everyone's favorite person, Tremere, showed up. And in true Tremere style, he put a squash on all their fun and games, had their heads explode, their skin melt, their eyeballs pop, their eardrums burst, and then it didn't happen. And he took Goratrix, and some deals were made with the Tremere about his payment for this. But as we left off, they were staying in this Tremere town. They were told they could stay 2 nights. And as you woke from your next day's sleep, the very first things you're told is by Nikolai, everyone in town left.
Of course they did.
Strangest thing, they
Yeah,
barely packed anything. They just grabbed what they could carry, and everybody left.
because they don't honestly want to offer us any hospitality at all.
He smiles, but they couldn't carry all the wine out of the wine cellar or the booze out of the tavern. So
Enjoy yourselves. We're not leaving yet.
I'd have a drink myself.
Nate.
What's that? What's that? Blissful silence. I never thought I'd miss that.
There's
Oh,
After the conversation with the Templars last night, I'm going, not very much, but maybe a little bit, I'm going to miss being able to dig into Goratrix's side.
It
I'm
didn't seem like it
surprised he
ulti-
listened to me at all as I was trying to help him keep his head.
Who knows if he was listening or just trying to bide his time.
give it a couple 100 years, we'll find him. He can dig into his side again.
I just find it
Help.
fun. I just found it amusing that Tremere didn't seem to get upset that we let Goratrix do that.
That's a few humans to an elder god.
Seriously.
Not wrong.
An elder god without any limbs.
You may be
No.
humane yourself, Snatcher, but trust me, with age that fades dramatically.
I believe that has recently happened to me, at least somewhat. I can not so much feel, but it's more like I don't feel.
Mhm.
Not as heavily.
There are things that happen to us over time. Choices we make, choices we don't make that leads to things happening that will chip away at us over time. Many who survive long times as this happens will go into a state of sleep, torpor, to awake afresh later, thinking that it may help them reclaim something they have lost. But it will not. They will be the same as when they laid down. But
So
the
you're
world will
saying-
have moved on.
So you're saying that to follow the road of humanity is one with diminishing return?
It's a noble endeavor.
It is a very noble endeavor. But do not expect to truly achieve the end of the road.
From how my sire had described it, the end of the road was non-existent, and you could never achieve what humanity is actually seeking.
True.
He himself is not very humane, however.
True, and he is not wrong. It is different. It is. You are talking about pursuing a nature that you are incapable of retaining once you think you've achieved it, because you are not a human anymore.
I've found that of the followers of various roads that I have observed, I don't believe any of the philosophies I have currently been exposed to would be a decent alternative.
And that is fair. That is fair and just. You must follow what you truly believe is right for you. I personally am on the road of kings.
And I could never follow that road.
I understand.
To be on the road of kings, one must understand what it is to be a king.
Or queen.
Or queen.
At least in the courts, sure, yes.
But truly, each of us has our own path, our own road. And I guarantee you, Shamir and his ilk, most of them are pursuing for power. Because they have sacrificed anything remotely humane about themselves to get it.
Seemingly before their embrace.
Exactly.
Can't believe that they did it.
We are
Such a waste.
We are
It's
monsters.
impressive in a way.
We are monsters, but trust me, the humans can be just as monstrous as us, if not more so.
Yes.
Don't have to tell me that.
They have no excuse, unlike us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't really have an excuse. Unless you guys pit us against each other for battle. Remember, shadow courts are everywhere.
True.
Wars are fought. And we are moved just like pawns. One way or another. And I've been moved as a pawn most of my life. I saw it fall. I saw it happen. Sometimes we are to blame. Did we step in and save something, or did we allow it to happen? You're not the only one. We're part of humanity.
A notion that I take relief in every evening. But we are talking of depressing things when we should be celebrating. We are no longer surrounded by...
All that hubris.
Yes, we do not have to. We do not have to have Augustine draw his blade to cut the arrogance with a knife, so we can walk
I am
forward.
glad I do not have to breathe. I feel I would have suffocated under it.
It feels good to just be able to walk freely amongst ourselves.
I swear I could feel my heart race in my chest, and it doesn't beat.
No, I felt my brain cells dying. That's kind of a travesty. I mean, can you imagine one brain cell still struggling to live after hearing him for how long? Dear God.
I will admit, though, the other side of that trio, Etrius,
The Swede.
did not impress me either. I have never seen such a weak-willed individual in my entire existence.
And Don, I would tell you that appearances can be deceiving.
He could also be one of the smartest men you've ever seen. He is the right hand of a god.
Correct.
And sometimes better to be subservient to save your life.
Exactly.
And save yourself than to go up like what dumb fuck just did.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't easy. It was easy on the eyes too. Don't make light of that, okay? Just because he was seeming like some kind of servant doesn't mean that he doesn't have his own plots of his own.
Gwen.
Don't give me that look.
Oh, I'm giving you the look.
Mm-hmm.
How much we have for it, Snatcher? Now I get to pick on you
Noted.
too.
Oh, please.
You have a
That is
type.
probably that
Noted.
smart men and that are at least knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a type.
And obviously Swede.
Actually, no, not sweet. Swedish men are nice, but they're not really what I desire.
No, you like the golden smart one.
No. I like it because he's smart. I mean, how often do you find a smart man that knows what they want to do and what they're doing? It's like seeing the rarest piece of gold or the finest diamond.
Thatcher coughs into his hand, knowing full well he doesn't need to.
No, you felt that too, Snatcher.
I didn't feel anything. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Augustine.
Oh. It's probably hidden behind that mask of humanity that you have.
A mask affixed firmly in place, despite feeling a bit loose every so often.
You are playing pretend, my friend. It's going to take a toll on you.
If I feel myself succumbing to my beast and becoming more white than Cainite, either kill me or maybe I can find a path that will accept me in the meantime.
If you feel yourself slipping, come talk to me. I'll help you.
And it is possible, I've heard, to change paths and roads.
Hey.
Philosophies change over time.
Hey, who knows? Maybe the next city you might find yourself being a king, and Olga could take you the way down to the Pass of Kings as that.
Oh, Snatcher the king.
I feel being a king would cut into my time being a thief, which
Then
I find
a robber
far more.
baron.
King of thieves.
I mean, you are a king in your own right, with your little court of rats and miscreants.
You do have quite the collection.
It's only
Okay.
growing.
Well, you're making them breed like rabbits. Of course they are.
The rats, oddly enough, now that they're at the size that they are, I don't have to encourage them whatsoever. They do it on their own.
There's a
There you go.
raven
That's
kind
fair.
of hopping up and down on the building, watching you all. It's got something tied to its leg, though.
Sort of wave it down.
You can speak to animals, yes?
It flies down, kind of.
I'll hold out my arm.
It goes, and it acts like it's going to land on your arm. Then it lands on Augustine's shoulder and looks at you.
Aw,
Yes.
sure.
Good. Such a great time for me to be an animal activist.
Look,
can I
there's one
go-
that doesn't get offended by you.
Ah.
Can I go over and take the thing off of its talon while it's sitting on his
It's
shoulder?
got a small rolled up messenger scroll. And it's bouncing up and down, making a bunch of noise now.
Will you talk to it? Do squawkity squawk squawk squawk.
No, please.
Yeah, I will look at it and initiate dialogue, which immediately means they see Snatcher start cawing.
You're Snatcher. You're that one. I know of you.
You do? Who told you?
My dad told me about you. Oh yeah.
Longling?
I'm Ben Claw.
Big claw.
Bent Claw. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Now, did your father tell you the most important rule of interacting with us?
He told me you all do bad things but interesting things, and I should watch you all. But don't tell anyone I talk to you all, because I get in trouble for that.
Then you do know the most important rule. You can ask us anything, just do not share the experience.
I was told I might be able to see a gargoyle when I come to see you, so that's why I just came with the message.
There's potential. If you occasionally look up towards the sky, there's a better chance of seeing it. They can fly like you.
Are they
They're
big?
also rather, and made of stone. You will notice one if you see it.
Oh, made of stone. I've shit on those.
Yes, I think if you tried with these, they might be incensed. So be cautious.
Can
Maybe
they fly
peck
fast?
at it if
Yes.
fast enough to keep
Ogre
up
doesn't.
with
You don't
us.
understand them.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Macaca? Oh.
All of a sudden, I can speak bird. No.
No, not yet. Everyone should get that ability later on, just for the fun of it.
Well, thank you, Bent Claw, for the note. Do you have somewhere to be, or are you going to stick around?
Gonna fly around and look for gargoyle.
Very well. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, could you maybe alert me if you see that gargoyle?
I mean, if they
Or
fly
a
fast,
gargoyle?
you'll probably hear me all the way down here.
Very well. And I'll gesture with the note to him and thank you.
And he jumps off of Augustine's. Well, first he jumps onto Augustine's head and then takes off from there.
That was completely unnecessary. I hope you
What
got
do you mean?
information.
If he was a bird, of course he's going to perch. I'm not as familiar with them as I am with the rodents, but they're still animals.
Wow,
And
what did you
frankly,
learn?
this is actually a good point to mention this, and I'll just hand the paper over to Olga.
She'll take it and
Does Olga have heightened senses?
no.
The writing is so small.
Okay.
I mean, it is. Whoever wrote it. I mean, this is one of them little
She's gonna
messenger
hand it to
scrolls.
Gwen.
It is
Be like,
tiny.
Can you read this?
Of course I can read it. I can read everything.
You can't
Thank
believe
God
how
I-
small it was written.
Ah, God almighty.
Gwen, when you open up to look at it, it says, "Greetings to you. I hope you have successfully concluded your business, though I know you've looked forward to resting after your journey. I have a boon I must ask of you. You'll notice that the weather is still continuing to get foul each day. The ground quakes, and I fear that our mountain shall tumble down if it does not soon cease. I believe these phenomena are caused, once again, by Kupala, and he seeks to thwart our plan to bind him. There's one castle that still must be marked. It is of the Tsimitsi Vovode Ventila Basarab. You'll remember I was supposed to go to see him, but unfortunately my journey now takes me with all haste to Western Europe. So I'm unable to put my ward as planned. I ask that you go to the castle in the Bihor Mountains, and I'm sure the locals will point you that way once you get close, and you free to complete my geometric ward in my stead. You'll know you've succeeded when the rains stop. I ask you for the good of us all, and it's signed, very tiny, Zelios, the Master Builder. I'm sure you relayed that to everybody.
Exactly as you said it.
Yeah.
All of that was on that little piece of paper.
Hey, see what? You can't read this.
Oh, that is chicken scratch.
I
Oh,
must
wait,
admit,
that, right? You can't read right there, right?
I'm not sure how my broodmate wrote so small.
You can't
Oh,
write
because
that
he-
small?
No.
Wait, you... Okay.
Can you
Here,
write?
Who
I
can
can.
at the table?
Snatcher raises his hand.
Oh, okay.
It's not elegant, but I can write.
It looks like he dipped his looks like he dipped a nail in ink and ran across the page.
It almost feels like an ant would have been able to write this.
Well, you know, your
Oh,
roommate. I'm not surprised he can't speak to ants.
can you speak to ants?
It's an animal, can it?
I've never tried.
Oh, so you will try then, right?
Potentially. I have a lot of work with animals when it comes to, and of course, two rats just probably run down his pant leg and off in a direction. But they're around.
Here's an idea. Well, you know how you go around and get all that information. What if you did that with ants? No one suspects an ant to listen in for everything. And they're easy to hide.
And they can
Silent.
get
Talk to an ant.
everywhere.
Huh?
And they can get everywhere.
But how do you talk to an ant? Because you make animal noises when you talk to them.
Don't ants make noises with their little antennas?
I'd assume some sort of chittering noise. I'd have to... Peregrine, perhaps you can listen in on how ants communicate and we can work from there.
Okay, sounds good to me. Hey, can I learn how to do that from you?
Speaking to animals?
Aye. Why
Of
not?
course.
Can you imagine what I could do with speaking to animals?
Hell, I'd be willing to teach it to all of you.
Score!
What?
It's a useful skill that truly I'm tired of Miguel and I being the only ones who have it.
I'll put it on my
looking forward to it.
list.
That sounds amazing. I could, we could do secret little messages back and forth, depending on where we are in the world. That sounds great.
Also, do be careful speaking with cats. They're bastards.
Well, I mean, but still at the same time, I like cats. I used to have a couple.
Oh, they're pleasant enough, but bastards all the same.
No, but they were great familiars.
Although I suppose I might be biased as I'm getting most of my opinions on cats from my rats.
Ah.
See, I worked with cats. They
Of
kept the mice
course,
away because
the prey thinks the predator is a bastard.
I had a good working relationship with, say, a bastet some time ago.
oh, you can learn how to speak cat. There you go, Augustine. You can purr all you need to your friend.
No, I'd be okay.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I have other things to learn first.
Oh, what are you gonna learn next?
I don't know. I like the idea of having claws.
Claws.
Claws or claws?
Claws.
Claws. I want to know if I can attach them to my tentacles.
I don't think it works that way.
We would never know until
Your tentacles don't have bones in them, do you?
No.
Well, then how can you get clothes out of that?
We'll have to see.
You need
Stranger
a
things have
bone.
happened.
They
Yes,
burn
those are
away
things.
in intense light. Who knows? Maybe they would be able to support claws. Anything's possible.
Correct.
And if he decides that it's not something worth pursuing, he will then still be able to make claws.
Correct.
Augustine, you're a glass pretty much full, right? Half water, half air.
I don't understand the image.
Being positive,
Not at all.
like pragmatic.
If anything, I am centered in realism. Until it is proved that it cannot be done, I will believe that it can be done.
I'm enjoying the levity that Goratrix has left in his wake.
Think I'm gonna need some wine now. Where's that Scylla?
Where is this castle Basarab?
It
Is
is.
it on the way back?
Oh no, it's a week and a half out of your way.
Of course it is.
Well, we should leave now, so that way we at least have a day.
Have we received word that they did what they were supposed to at Seorus?
Yes, you did find a message. Nobody delivered it, but you just found the message that said, I did not see any issues with the words you requested. It has been done.
Well, yeah, because we asked Etrius to put them on Seorus, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at least it got done.
And I take it there was no response from Snatch's request.
No.
I didn't expect that to be a immediate response anyways.
That is fine.
Just wait till an army of
done.
gargoyles and the mistress show up in your city one time.
That'll be fantastic.
So long as they don't actually start a war, nothing,
Good
no
thing
harm.
we've already sent missive to Alamu to try to get information on how to destroy them.
And good thing I have also been in contact with every local Nosferatu so that they are fully up to speed on the situation at all times.
Mhm.
Can we load up some wine? I think these
Go
people
for
need it.
it. Do it.
Cool.
I will be fair. I mean, you do, first of all, you have a solid gold arc. I mean, it wasn't giant, but it's big enough.
By the way, I can tell you that arc is not the real thing at all. The arc, according to scripture, is made of wood, a specific wood, and coated in gold.
It
The
does seem
ornamentation
suspicious.
on the arc in the scriptures is pure gold, but the actual box itself is wood.
There-
That is legitimately the spoils those knights took from the Middle East, melted down into a fake relic so that it would be revered instead of stolen.
So then there's no sin or harm in us melting it down and redistributing it back
If we
into
need
our
to,
economy.
If
Yeah.
we need to,
Yeah.
we can also use it to draw people to our city because we have a relic in our church.
Correct.
Let
I
us
will
not always
trust-
think to use it for the money.
I will trust the clan La Sombra in matters of religion.
The true riches of that coffer
Are
were
the tablets.
Made of ivory, bigger than they should be.
Yes, the tablets are the true treasure. They would have considered them some holy relic.
Correct. Aside from that, they only carried what they could carry with them on their back out of the town.
Mm-hmm.
So you all can plunder quite a bit of useful stuff that you can load up your wagons with.
Yeah.
Wine,
have any-
alcohol.
Do they have
Food.
any armor that's salvageable, like chain or anything like that, or did it get cooked with them?
That took a lightning bolt to it.
But not all
Yeah.
of them. Some of them suffocated to death.
You can get some of the suits from the ones who suffocated, and their tabards are in good place. By the way, when you step into tavern to inventory it, the smell of burnt flesh and ozone has not gone away.
Olga's
Tavern
used
keeper
to it.
gone too?
Yeah, everybody. I mean, they just packed up and left.
Oh, then I'm gonna immediately check the medieval equivalent of the till.
Yeah.
Oh no, they carried that with them. Everything they could carry easily went with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snatcher just very quietly goes, fuck, all right.
Money. We're not gonna find money here, but we can definitely find like supplies and food and things like that that'll make our
Cloth.
trip easier.
Cloth.
Mm.
Mhm.
Bolts of cloth,
Yeah.
food. You don't want wood, but you've got a couple wagons with you. You can load back up provisions. You can reprovision because they couldn't carry all the food with them.
Right.
So you can reprovision for your guards and your ghouls.
Yep.
And this is a proper town we're in, right?
Oh yeah,
But there's not a soul left in it.
gone.
Should we burn this one to the ground too?
Nope.
No, I think
No.
not. They were
We didn't do
they
anything
were
to
at least
us.
nominally hospitable.
Yes.
It's just that I can tell you that those Tremere are not going to leave their people that work their land for us to feed upon.
Correct. This is still Tremere land according to them.
This
I
is Tremere
don't
land.
want-
They're willing for us to have a safe place to shelter from the sun, but they are not willing to feed us.
I don't want to start a war with a clan that has a god that can melt in my
And
face.
stone armies.
So
We take what we need. We go.
Yes.
one can only hope that one day something will be done about them.
I will take all of the Templars tabards that are still viable. I'm going to send them to Moncada as tribute.
There was only 6 were out. There was about 10 of them, 10 to 12 in the other room. I think it was 16 total. So there was 10 of them in the other room, and they all suffocated.
Mhm.
Only a couple of them got shocked when they came out. There's 2 of them that got shocked when they came out. So you got 6 good tabards out of it,
I'll take those.
and
I'm
6
also-
pieces of chain,
Swords.
chain armor.
I'm also going to double check on the bodies that I buried to make sure that the graves haven't been disturbed and they're fairly packed down and stuff like
They
that.
have not climbed out of the grave overnight.
I didn't figure, but, anything worth checking is worth checking twice.
So
If you are preoccupied with that, you know that you can just cut off the head. That is a typical way to make sure that no one rises from the grave.
It is less a concern of them rising from the grave and more that their spirit would not move on.
Oh, yes. I forget sometimes that you speak to the dead.
Not by choice, by birth.
Correct.
But it's been happening infrequently enough that I wish to keep the population of the dead at a minimal level. We do not need the dead wandering the earth. There's already us, and we're close enough to that.
I was going to say that is an oxymoron, you realize that?
In minor ways, I see them as different from us. While we are corpses walking, we still retain our corpses, as it
I'm
were.
gonna put my hand on his shoulder. You know, I hate to say this to you, but maybe diving headfirst into this ghost issue of yours might be the silver lining to your humanity issue.
We do.
Something to think about.
I would request more of an explanation.
Speak with Miguel's friend.
That's very good.
The Giovanni. Who? Thanks.
I didn't mean to, but everything got away from me.
Speak with Miguel's friend.
If you have time.
If you have time, of course, because you have so much going on.
You have your girlfriend coming to town.
But seriously, see if there's some way you can learn how they better control the abilities you've been born with.
And then see if it's even abilities I would wish to possess.
Exactly. Find out the information, Snatcher. Solve the puzzle.
Shame I can't speak to an actual Cappadocian, but I suppose an upstart bloodline will have to do. Well, I haven't met many Cappadocians.
Hasn't Miguel got talked to one? Mother,
Yes, she was basically this caretaker who's adopted sire.
hey,
Still around.
is it? Yeah,
I believe she is.
it's Cappadocian. I believe it is.
I've never...
Why did you? Well, then ask Miguel when we get back. Yeah, why not?
You have options.
You have options.
Yes.
You can speak to his friend, the Giovanni, who are related from what I understand. Or speak to a Cappadocian herself.
Hey. I want to brush up a little bit on Christianity. I heard she's like a nun or something like that.
Oh, trust me, what she is purporting is not Christianity.
Oh, I don't believe it. But you never know. I don't know how to do the whole...
She claims to speak for God. No, she doesn't.
Oh.
Hold on.
No more than your sire.
Oh, trust me, I know my sire doesn't.
Yeah, you're forgetting that Snatcher did lie to Luis Ambrosio's face and got away with it.
Hey, I remember that one.
It would also help that my dear mother, God rest her soul, did raise me as Christian. It didn't stick in every way. I was a whoresome thief. But I still know the practice, if not intimately.
Strife is more of a thief of people's hearts to change their minds. It is something a bit more open. You're nothing more than that. You fell in his way whether you like it or not. I've read and written enough books on it.
Did you all have Nikolai gathering up a packet of your stuff?
All the soldiers and stuff doing it.
They seem to have focused heavily on the alcohol portion and the food.
Naturally. The surprise, right? Yeah.
They need it.
Olga just makes a comment. So help me if we cannot fit other much needed supplies due to all the alcohol. Some heads will roll.
Nikolai, look, Brampton, alcohol is needed. Morale in this weather.
I understand, but so are cloth, tools, weapons, armor.
Understand, Nikolai, that if space has become limited, the wine is the first to go.
Yes.
We will, let us go look around the town to the war. Lord, I think we'll find a couple empty carts. They can't have taken all of it.
Do what you can, but understand the wine goes first if room is needed.
I think we have enough of a horse trade now. If I find some more carts, we can manage this.
Nikolai, I got a small little chest. If you have to put some in there, put some in there. I know I'm gonna need a drink or two from all of this.
Yes, if you would have any guards who feel they can still travel rather well while being deep in the cup, please send them our way.
Lord Augustine has taught us not to charcoal.
Those who are not, those who are riding in a cart and resting.
Aye.
He looks over. Scavenging party. And a group of guys, they're the shiftiest of the lot. You know exactly why he brings them with him. They are the scavengers. Who've never worked with a better set of horse thieves and general visioners.
The ne'er-do-wells and scamps.
Every army has some.
I've probably been keeping my eye on them as potential embrace interests.
I'm currently looking at one with basically a dead-eyed stare.
Which one, Nikolai?
Mm-hmm.
He's respectable now.
He just backtalked her.
The whole group goes out. His time may be short, but
Maybe real fucking short.
a whole bunch of them go out and they're scavenging it. Doing a proper scavenge party, looting.
Actually, you know what? Stature's gonna go with them and help.
Okay,
Let's get someone with a professional eye on this, on top of all their professional eyes.
give me some
Last time we did that,
perception larceny. Just to see
yeah,
what you
last time we
find.
did that, we found this fucking necklace.
What necklace?
Which reminds me, Olga needs to give me a willpower.
Sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask you when you got on the road. When you got on the road, I was going to ask her anyway for the willpower check, but we'll do it then.
So, I have no larceny on my sheet. Should I just do legerdemain for that?
Yes.
Instead?
Sorry, larceny's the old edition.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty 6. I'm counting number of successes, not difficulty.
I did not succeed.
Noted.
Oh, thanks,
Ouch.
brother.
I was going to make you roll when you set out anyway.
That's okay. I might have had a better roll then.
Oh, dear.
We'll never know.
Well,
And what's
because
my
now
difficulty?
that fucking necklace
Difficulty 6.
is
I use 6 most of the time because it's easier to just count words it rather than the number.
okay. She'll dominate Snatcher if she's got to.
Or just with me watching over the shoulder. Just do it again. And do it again. Do it something.
7 successes on 8 dice.
Oh, you find a number of hidden valuables that they apparently forgot to bring with them.
And I'm not being like a dick of saying like you missed this. It's just check there, lift that.
Hidden under boards. You think you found some based on the age of it that no one knew was there. Has a lot of successes. Come back with some gems and some gold. That carved statue.
Snatcher has a golden necklace chain as well. He's just swinging his finger as he comes back.
Should have found a key to go pimping.
You just ignored completely the odd carved statue, but we'll just remember
Oh,
that.
sorry. Now I'll also have that then. That'll be in the left hand.
The statue is some long, sinuous. Is it like piece? Or in this time and age? Dragon?
There's quite a lot that they forgot, including, and I'll set the statue down in front of everyone.
Well, this might be worth handing over to this Basarab.
Any way that Peregrine can find out what that is?
You got all specs? You got something that I didn't just roll straight all specs. Since the unseen wasn't a power, it was just all specs.
Yeah, I've got 2 in aspect.
Perception all specs.
Done and done.
Because it wasn't its own power here, just having all specs lets you see weird things.
Aspects meant that you could sometimes accidentally see through fucking obfuscate. It was insane.
You saying that I don't need a power to just use my new aspects?
Nope. No need of power.
Yeah, just aspects.
Perception all specs.
Or my detect a weakness specialty coming
No,
up?
there's no detect weakness on the statue. Yes, actually, if you want to use it, go ahead.
I don't like your kind of voice.
Go ahead, use it. No, seriously, go ahead, use it.
No, you're gonna get like a crit success, and then you're gonna look down and realize that its weakness is that one piece at the top that'll snap off if you twist it wrong. Such useful information from our ever merciful storyteller.
Right?
No, one.
Yeah, one success.
Okay, so for detect weakness, eyeballing it and looking at it supernaturally, you're pretty sure if you throw it up against a stone wall.
It's fragile.
That's your weakness you found on it. Because you could detect weakness, maybe not a flaw. For you, when you had 4 successes,
Yes.
and some of the cracks is a rust colored, it's had blood on it in the past. What's it carved of? Baby bone. So maybe it's hard.
I'm saying native bone with question mark. Anything happen when I touch it?
Nope. Wait until Olga to say, Nikolai, come here. Do some blood.
No, actually. Paragon will just prick her finger and
Force the blood out. Drop my rouse check as you do it.
yes.
Nothing happens when you put your blood on it.
Give me the knife.
Yes.
I don't think my axe will work. Give me the knife.
I was slid a little bit away from Olga.
Nikolai?
Don't kill her.
Comes over.
Just did a little.
Yes, milady.
She's going to use dominate. Just like, stand perfectly still next to the statue.
As a mortal, he doesn't get a save, so he stands by the statue.
And she is going to bend him so his neck is over the statue, and she's going to slit his throat.
Snatcher's gonna throw his hand between the blade and his throat.
Okay, so give me a Death Athletics from Snatcher. Olga, give me Dex Melee. Sounds right.
Sure.
You are protecting the shit out of that road of humanity, my friend.
I already let Goratrix eat a bunch of innocent people in front of me. I can't watch her kill someone just because he was a bit of an asshole. If he was a little more back talk, he'd be fine. But god damn, at least wait until Snatcher's not
I am going to
here.
spend a willpower to roll 2.
Oh, fuck me.
So? Well, maybe.
Watch, I don't make it anywhere near in time.
Okay, that's fine. Then I just won't, because it wouldn't let me roll 2 dice.
You reach out, and your hand gets out there, but not quick enough. You end up with your hand covered in blood,
Mhm.
Nikolai's blood, as she proceeds to open his throat, and blood pours all over the statue. Which, and you can hear it thrumming for some reason now. That was the vibration.
Well, that'd be something.
And then she takes basically the head of Nikolai that she was leaning down by grabbing his fucking hair, and she just drops him and hands the knife back when. Oh, and then first she'll rub it on her dress to clean it. Here you go.
You didn't clean it off his.
Mm-mm. No, she'll wear his blood.
Snatcher goes to start digging another grave.
Gwen goes to help him. Let's knock it. Actually, she'll go and gently kind of drag him with.
And
He's being Irish.
and he waits until he's definitely too far to hear before muttering English, shadow bitch. and then goes
Fucking
about.
tyrant.
It's just like, I'm just right behind him, dragging him by, like, didn't we just have this talk about fucking humanity?
Yes, we can have talks about it all we like, but they're never going to sympathize with us for
And
it.
that will not make you make a humanity or a road check because you attempted to stop it. You do not have to make a road check.
God bless you, even though my dice didn't want me to stop it. No.
So now you're with this.
The
You can
dice are
feel
bastards.
the vibration in the air of this.
I have cold. Can I pick up anything off of this?
Go ahead, roll. Tell me what you're rolling.
I'm rolling wits occult,
Go ahead.
and I'm going to use the cunning as the cunning woman type.
Go ahead.
I don't do intelligence while I'm dragging this body, trying to figure out what the fuck she just unleashed.
Sure.
I'm okay not knowing.
Ignorance is bliss. Shame day sometimes.
I will summon up a couple of tentacles just in case.
Okay.
You only got a 3, but mine's intelligence.
I got 8 successes.
It's
Because I had 2 10s.
something about it. It's vibrating. You tried to eat into it. How many did you drink with?
I only got 3.
Okay, not enough.
That's fine.
In a way, it's awakening something wild in you when you hear it, feel it, but you don't know why. You're just feeling the urge to go run through the woods. Feel the wind in your face.
Is that all? Is that what I
Or in-
feel?
yeah, that's what you feel. Maybe more like the wind on your muzzle.
Oh, shite.
This is a totem. For the new minds.
Hello. We want to take this with us.
I say put it back. It is likely in the house of the kingdom.
Snatcher! Where did you find the statue?
Where did I find the statue, storyteller? I know in the town,
found
but
it
any
in,
specifics?
You can assume it was the wise woman's house. Based on the herbs and shit hung out front.
In a mystic's house.
Okay, thank you. And I will use the 2 tentacles that I summoned up to grab the statue, because I don't want to fucking touch this.
Okay.
And I'll
I will actually take a cloth first and wipe it down.
Leaves a little bit of blood in all the cracks.
Similar to what it had before.
Fresh.
I'll take it back to the house and rub it down. Respectfully.
As these black tentacles are picking it up and manipulating it.
Right. Respectfully using the abyss to lift something.
Yeah. You know, kind of.
We are civilized.
Yeah.
Says the woman who just slit a man's throat for back talking her.
He was
Or
insolent.
chivalry.
All right, if you got this thing, good showing in, and do you want me to see some words over it or no?
If you feel it would help, I think at this point it's better that he's just not suffering.
Oh, you do understand to help an ease ghosts, you kind of have to give him something of a proper funeral.
If you have something to say, I'm not a priest
About the Christians.
or holy man of any description.
Get holy shit. You look, I want the Christianity bullshit. Things that you cannot be holy. That's a bunch of trite. Jump, lug the body into the hole.
And Snatcher will... I'm assuming we have some shovels, so I'm gonna... Once the body's in and arms crossed and stuff, I'll start shoveling dirt on, covering his face first so I don't have to look him in the eyes.
She'll just say something in Irish to all the bodies that are laid there to rest, that put them at, put them at peace before they're done.
He buried the body. Nikolai is gone. I guess that means Raphael takes over as the next leader of your guard force, huh?
Well, his name isn't Nick, so hopefully.
Yeah, may he reign.
Game of Thrones. Night version.
So you all bury the body. Do you have any other discussions before you head out on the road? The guards, I mean, they know who they serve. They know what they serve. Not a comment from the guards that didn't get killed.
I bet not. Not when they saw that Nikolai got mouthy and then got his fucking throat slit.
Man, it's not being where everybody you're serving.
She doesn't accept impudence or failure.
So you all sit outside
Thank
there.
God I'm a Nosferatu and not a La Sombra. Fuck me.
God have embraced.
And as you're setting out on the road, caravan, moving once again, this time heavily laden down with, booze, wine, gold. Now you got some gold, including a rather heavy Ark of the Covenant. Some silks, not many silks in this town. It would have been a town that had a lot of it.
Linen.
A lot of linen.
Maybe wool.
Some wool. There were some sheep around somewhere. And a lot of dried meat because they couldn't take all their winter stores that they had. as you're moving into the heavy weather. I think right here, everybody, we're going to go to break. As Olga begins to think once again, she might want to see this locket again. There's something about it. She needs to see it.
Oh, she's just biding her time.
Now she's got the bug.
She's just biding her time.
So we will see everybody in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break.
And welcome back. Just eat everybody, though. Just fuck them. Eat them.
Or slit their throats.
Or that. So you all have set out on the road.
Blood for the blood god.
Skulls for the skull throne.
Lots of skulls for the skull, except they buried this one. No detached skull.
Yeah.
So you are actually heading out to the Basarab Castle, which is actually in Alba Ayula. It's southeast of you. It's about a week and a half. That's going to delay your return. If the weather holds like it is now, it's going to take you 2 weeks to get from there back to your city of Belgrade. But welcome to the Middle Ages, right? There's limits as to the travel speed. You need a good gargoyle taxi. So, do you all need a night to discuss on the road, or are you pretty much just doing your standard road trip? I mean, you're down one guard, but nobody else is going to say shit about it.
Every night I'm using Koldunic sorcery to observe Snatcher.
Okay. To watch him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You fuck. You heinous bitch.
to find out where
you're
he's
such a
hiding it that day.
There's no way to really detect that the land is watching you, Snatcher.
Nope.
That's the thing about Nosferatu. We can hide all day long. We can't notice dick.
So as you're heading that way, as always during this season, earthquakes, storms, rain. Some days you'll have thunderstorms. Some days you'll have snow. It makes no sense, the weather patterns. It is unseasonably cold one day, unseasonably hot the next. The ground alternates between a frozen tundra and a nasty, muddy damn mess. But you are taking that trip. And when you arrive in the town you were sent to, asking once immediately gets you somebody pointing to a castle with fear in their eyes. You can barely make the castle out in the distance. You recognize the shape of it. Its silhouette reminds you of all the other castles you've seen made by Zelios. He has a theme he sets. Though the long, winding road that leads up to it looks awful narrow, with sheer drops to each side. And in this weather, you know you're going to have to be very careful going up there unless you decide not to bring your entire entourage. You do have a number of war horses that you could easily use to ride up there, at least.
We don't need to bring them all up, do we?
A small contingent.
Can't we just leave them all here? Take some horses up. I think it'd be easier and faster if you ask it. I think trying to bring everything up there is going to slow us down even more.
Gates.
I mean, it is a Basarab castle. Sharazina's great-grandfather's.
What did she tell you about him, or even just her family in general?
The family in general were the politicians, really.
I will remind you, she did say that great-grandfather embraced her brother.
Right. And that her brother was embraced by her great-grandfather. But she also said her brother was a bastard, and I'm certain he's cut from the same cloth as his grandfather.
Do you expect us to have any difficulties with this man because of your
Sherazina?
embrace?
No. She was already a problem for him.
Oh,
She ran away. I mean, you know, they weren't getting along.
we understand how the dragons are with their property.
Oh,
yes,
I
all I'm
understand. And
saying.
if there is a problem, he would have come for her sooner. He knew where she was.
and knew that she had been enslaved, which I'm certain if you actually cared, you would not allow.
Right. And I have ties to the Basarab revenants.
Didn't you? Wasn't part of your family part of that?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't your children?
We were a new line.
Ah, okay. I just remember you were revenants. I wasn't sure.
Yes, we were
which line.
revenants, but under the new line.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes, my domator was wanting to expand influence further east.
Gotcha, okay.
And so basically she wanted a family of rulers and warlords.
Ta-da!
Well, it seems that you should take point in this discussion, given that you have the strongest connection to the history of it all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But no, I don't see that her brother will have any real problem, as it were. Because if he did, he would have already made it known. And who's to say he's even here?
I will. I'll go over to the guards and have them set up a small camp. And I'll take a small contingent.
Okay.
1 or 2 for each of us.
Okay. I'm going to ride the war horses that you acquired.
They are very fine war horses.
That's my new goal. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that you acquired from the Templars.
That's your new goal.
Hey, that's going to be a tough as shit horse.
Yes, it is.
100%.
So
You
as
got your statue, I got my war horse.
as you're setting up the road, you notice that this many-turreted fortress, all the windows are dark except for a single candlelit window that is high up in one of the turrets. And the wind buffets you the whole way up. The horses, they're heavy, you're heavy. You don't have an issue with getting blown off or anything, but the wind is buffeting, especially as you're going over these sections that are sheer drops to either side. You realize because of the sheer drops, it would really be easy to defend this place.
Does it seem like it's of a similar make to a Zelios fortress, or is it its own thing?
And as I said, this is a Zelios fortress.
Oh, okay.
Common
Sorry.
theme of all his fortresses. They're not identical. It's almost as if they're slightly different based on the location, but you can see the design, turrets, nice strong wall, manor house. It is a well done setup.
Yeah, we recognize the construction from back when we were building his fort. One of
And
his
the one
forts.
you're living in now, or living under now, is also one of his.
It is interesting how there's certainly a trademark design, but each is slightly unique based on where it is and what the natural landscape around it is.
His attention to variety is impressive.
At the same time, he's got a signature architectural stamp about it.
There's a certain flair.
Yeah, it looks like
Right.
Radu's.
God. Is Ragu still around?
Yes.
I'm certain he is.
Ugh. That's annoying.
He's Simitsi. Of course he's around.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it was flatty piece of paper now. Damn.
Once we approach the gates, Olga will move up closer to the guards at the gates and request.
There are no guards at the gate.
Oh, there are no.
It's just a large door that has a knocker on it.
She will knock it.
Okay. As you knock on it a few times, takes a few minutes. And then a very old man comes to the door. He's kind of twisted forward with age, and he's got just a lantern in his hand. And he opens the door just a bit. Visitors so late.
Yes, here to see Nesvintila Basarab.
You wish to see the master of the castle.
Yes,
Please, 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 come, follow me, follow me.
thank you. And
Nes-
she waves everyone in.
when he takes you in, he takes you to the fortress portion, interior to the main wall, and he leaves the lantern hung out front. You couldn't see it from coming up because, of course, it was behind the walls. But when you step inside, he grabs a candle, a lit candle, and that's the only light he uses as he starts to lead you through this castle. Now, you've been in a few of Zelios' designs, but this one, the interior's different enough that you're pretty sure you'd get lost in it. Every interior is slightly different. And when he takes you through, you realize that you come to a set of stairs. And you're being led up. Your guess would be the turret that you saw the light in.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes you up and opens a door. And inside there's a young man in there with pale, wheat blonde hair and green eyes, striking green eyes. He's reading from a scroll as the ghoul brings you in. And he looks up, and there's kind of almost a faraway look in his eyes. Welcome to my home. I am unaccustomed to receiving visitors. I hope your reception has not disappointed you. And you would be...
Nez Ventila Basarab, I am Olga, co-ruler of Belgrade. And she motions for her others to introduce themselves.
Nudge. Going forward.
You're muted.
Muted.
Hold the button.
Gwen, Cole, ruler of Belgrave.
Agustin de la Cruz, co-ruler of Belgrade.
Snatcher, co-ruler of Belgrade.
Yeah. Esteemed travelers. What brings you to my castle?
We come to do a favor for Master Zelios, the architect of your fortress.
Alas, it is regrettable that my sire Ventilla is no more.
Oh.
I am master here now. It's so regrettable. But I will say his vitae was of the best. I have not tasted its like since that time. I found
You are indeed Sherazina's brother.
Yes, Canaanites these days have so little breathing, so little taste. Yes, Sherazina. Yes, my sister.
Yes.
Hmm.
She makes an excellent La Sombra.
I wonder, would her blood be as good as grandfather's? Or grandfather? I consumed him. His blood was the purest, but he was so weak. So very weak.
So you took that in and now makes you weak?
No. I told you, his blood was so sweet. It was the vintage. It was undescribable. Ooh, wait. And he suddenly gets animated. And he motions his servant forward. I tell you, I've had a great idea. I'm going to show you something. A pantomime for your benefit. Please. Let's get some seats set up so you can see.
Storyteller, while he's doing that, can I try and suss out if he's actually committed diablerie? I have no aspects to do this, but...
You'd not be able to tell. You'd have to be able to read his aura to tell if he did diablerie.
Speaking of which, I will totally read his aura right now.
Okay.
Because holy fuck is this guy lost his mind.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah. God damn.
Okay,
Like, holy
so
shit. There's many clans who you don't want to psychologically break, least of all a fucking Zamisi.
So you are going to use read the soul, right? That is perception and empathy.
I'm going to rouse perception once.
And the difficulty is 8.
Mm-hmm.
Storyteller, what is Sherazina's brother's name?
His brother, or her brother, was Dragomir.
Dragomir. Thank you.
Dragomir Basarab.
That's a 4.
4? Oh, yes. He has the black spots are quite evident. For the rest of them, I will tell you, his aura is all over the place. His emotions are cycling so fast you can't pin down one. It's boredom, excitement, lust, disinterest, going through just a gambit of things. But the black spots that show that he committed diablerie is very much in effect through it all.
Can I tell if it's been like recent, or has this been like a couple of months, half a year,
It would
almost
be
a full
tough
year?
to tell because it would depend on the strength of the one he drank. But the spots that he has are very strong right now. So either it was very recent or it was a very powerful person he drank. Considering it would be his own sire, you don't think it's a matter of the power of what he drank.
So he's done it between like last week and 3
Maybe a
months
year
from now.
tops.
Okay.
That's very recent for vampire terms. Come, sit. Light the candles, light. We need lights so they can see my performance. Lights. And the ghoul runs around, lights up more candles to get it well lit. Do you all take a seat in the chairs that he had rearranged for you to? They're kind of in a semicircle back away from the table itself that he was sitting at.
I'll stand behind my chair.
Come. Please be comfortable. Sit. This is a great time. I don't get to share my stories often. And you see the ghoul climb up on the table, and he lays down on the table, crosses his arm, and closes his eyes like he's asleep.
I'll take whatever seat is closest to an exit.
Okay. Does Augustine sit down?
I'll pull my chair over next to Snatcher and sit down.
Okay. Does Saint Olga there sit down?
She will approach, kind of look to Gwen and say, perhaps do the mocking so we can leave expediently?
Even busy. He's done the deed. I can't tell how soon, but I do know it's powerful. So it's either he's done it recently, within a year, or his sire is more powerful than what we can think of.
Or he's just mad.
Oh, he's completely nutters.
Come, sit.
And Olga will sit. Mm-hmm.
Now, you must judge the truth of what you are to witness, you see. But please, be kind. It is rare I have visitors, so I'm out of practice.
Do not be concerned with your performance.
And he goes to the door and steps out, and then opens it again. And you see him slowly walk into the room. Not quite being sneaky, but very slow, measured pace. And he goes over to the table with the ghoul, and then he leans over him and tenderly starts stroking the ghoul's hair. Grandfather, it is the dinner hour, and I hunger. And you see the ghoul just lays there not moving. And Dragomir gets a look on his face as he looks to you, and it's a look of hunger as he looks at you, and he turns back to the ghoul. Grandfather, I must feed. Please, I've got to feed. And then he leaps on the ghoul and rips out his throat.
That one, I believe I will need a test of humanity, storyteller.
Okay, conscience roll.
So will Gwen.
Difficulty is 8.
Gwen is obfuscated making marks. I am not paying attention.
Difficulty is 8. Conscience roll. Or conviction if you have that. Pick one.
I got conscience.
Yeah, you do.
It's the price of humanity. You think about people. Damn it all. Ooh, far better than my last roll on that. 6, 8, and then a 10.
So you got successes. You don't lose your road.
So this is what you did to your grandfather?
When he's done, he stands up. Grandfather, why? Grandfather, why?
I lean over to Snatcher. This is the most confusing story that I've ever seen played out. Do you know what is happening?
Something that's making me wish for a Toreador performance. But
And
I
finally,
mutter back.
he stops crying and alternating between crying and screaming, and he turns to you, and his face is once again somewhat distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Now. Wasn't there more of you?
Yes, she's taking care of what we were sent here for on behalf of Master Zelios. I
No.
promise it will bring no harm to your fortress.
He looks over. I'm going to need to find another servant so I can perform for her. But please, while we wait, give me your honest opinion. Was there truth in the act I did?
Is that what you did to your grandfather?
Why would I put on falsity?
Then it was true.
Good.
Storyteller.
Yes.
I'd love to do perception empathy to see from an objective standpoint if there's actual truth to what he just performed
go
for
ahead.
us.
I'm just gonna slow turn towards Olga. Just kind of like, we should leave.
She
Is
briefly
my body language.
She nods, but then she says, "Now tell me," and she's basically doing this to cover y'all, getting up and walking towards.
Except you don't know the way out, remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guard had to lead us out, and now we don't know how to get out. Yay.
Gwen's wandering the place trying to find a place to put.
Hopefully Gwen marked the fucking walls with chalk as we walk through.
She didn't say she was, so
charcoal or something.
What she's doing is she's walking around, putting the mark on, and as she's noticing turns, she will be marking shit.
So you
Even
can
though I
get
didn't
back
say
at
it yet.
least.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck yeah. I know Zelius is bullshit. I will wander this way to find the exit, and then I will mark it all the way back.
Okay, so
using Irish onogram.
Snatcher, what'd you
No one
get?
can read it.
3 successes.
Okay.
And Olga's just looking at him and said, Dragomir, what caused your grandfather to be so tired?
The weather. He told me he tired of the rain, of the wind, and the storms, and the earth. He was so tired. And I was so hungry. And
know if I can suss out if he's being
Snatcher, as far as you can tell, he's not lied about a damn thing about this.
So at least from his perspective, what he just showed us was authentic and exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Can I roll manipulation subterfuge to determine if he's telling the truth about why his grandsire?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
And hey, folks, if this is anything, it's an abject lesson. Don't get embraced, Samitsi. It doesn't help you.
Pick where you sleep better.
And don't sleep in the same land as a demon.
No. So, my goodness, you came across your grandfather, who was probably going into torpor willingly to try to ride out the storm, and then you ate him.
Is that
Yes?
Is that not the way? Where there is weakness, it is for the strong to.
You must forgive me, my friend. I am used to different exactions of justice when it comes to weakness. I, for one, could never turn on my sire.
Was he your enemy?
He was grandfather. Made me what I am. And we're going to flash to Gwen. Gwen, as you're carving this, putting these marks that you were told to add, the lightning begins to pick up. The crescendo outside is deafening it in spots. And then the whole place shakes as you can actually feel a massive mudslide outside. Half the mountain seems to be coming down. And then suddenly, as you finish up one last rune, the rain begins to lessen and it stops. And you can see the clouds breaking outside and the moon shining, something you haven't seen in
Months.
Now, inside the room with Dragomir, suddenly, where he was distracted and barely sane, he pulls himself upright and even tugs his coat down. It's like a great weight has been lifted. What have you done?
Cage the demon.
My mind is clear for the first time in years.
Yes, well, you have just eaten your grandfather.
Interesting.
Any particular reason why in your state you would have been driven to do so? Maybe there was an underlying animosity?
No, it was... I heard the wind and the rain and the earth telling me to do it.
Oh, so the demon made you do it.
It was... At first I tried to resist it. I tried to ignore it. But it whispered every day, louder and louder. And when I did it, it was quiet. So I couldn't think straight.
No, you could not.
I see that your clothing is all wet. Please, may I get you some dry clothing and...
Would be appreciated.
I can have that. And he looks to summon his servant,
You,
and then he realizes
Yes.
the dude's dead.
yeah, you did put on a performance of how you killed your grandfather with the
It
servant.
was surprisingly stirring while also being, quite frankly, disturbing in some facets.
Seen better.
But you put on a show.
Thank you for what you've done. You may stay in my castle as long as you wish. I guess I am now lord of this place.
Just for the day. Just for the day.
May I ask what you recall since we arrived?
Do you recall us arriving?
Yes, I remember you arriving, and I remember the desire to share my story, to tell you what had happened and what... So you could at least tell Sherazina that great-grandfather is dead.
I will make sure she knows.
It's just so odd. It is hard to describe that feeling of almost like your will has been subverted to something else, to the land itself. Huh.
If only we had arrived earlier, we maybe could have met both of them. I suppose in some ways we still have.
He's in here somewhere.
I can guarantee you there are worse things that you could have eaten.
And now
Snatcher clearly thinks back to Tremere.
I've got to now redo the place. That was my last servant. I've got to get my servants replaced. This castle's in a frightful mess. I haven't even been doing my duty as a steward.
Now you can.
I have to properly rule the people and be their guardian and protector and their lord, of course.
You will have a hard road with that, Dragomir. The people in the village are exceptionally fearful of this fortress and its residents.
They probably have good reason.
My good lord, do you know how much time you were under the effects of this demon?
For the past, it's hazy, but year and a half, perhaps?
Oh, you have work to do.
And you all see out through the window to this room that the clouds have parted, the moon is out, the rain is gone, the earthquakes. Everything is calm outside.
It seems the demon has been put to quiet now. Zelios has worked it out.
He's the one who built this castle.
Yes, he is. He is quite brilliant.
He built it for my great-grandfather. How is my sister doing?
Exceptionally well as a La Sombra.
We were upset when she left. She told us she had to get out of the shadow and find her own way. Where did you meet her?
In
it
Buddha and
was-
Pest.
That is a long way from where you are now. Belgrade is quite a bit different from there. I'm sure there's a story involved in that.
Yes, she was captured and was on a slave block.
Knowing my sister, I would feel sorry for anyone who decided to buy that slave.
Yes, instead she ran.
If I recall, it was a Ventru. was
Trying
it
to
not?
buy her.
Of course it was.
Yes.
They
Picard,
always seek
no?
to enslave our kind or to take the land that is not theirs.
Yes. But we made sure that didn't happen. She ran from the block, and before they could catch her, we basically intervened.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Would you like to have a seat and talk, or?
Sure, certainly. Well, I'm already sitting.
Yeah, but some of the others have been standing up after what happened. Gwen, you come back in the room to see this man is not in the condition he was before. He is sharp-eyed and focused suddenly.
He was under the influence of the demon, Gwen.
She would have quietly snuck in and just leaned against the window, letting the moon just shine down on her as if she just appeared and feel like, oh, really? Well, I'm glad that the running around this place marking up just a wee bit. He will never notice.
So I have you to thank for whatever you added to the walls here?
Yes.
It would seem so.
I am in your debt, just to clear the fog, even for one night.
I think it's going to be a little bit longer than just one night.
No, that would be I would be hopeful.
Your place is at a wee bit of a shambles. I think you might want to get a bit of help in here soon.
Yes, I need to go down to the village, probably tomorrow night, and get me some new servants, clean up the place.
You might want to
them
bathe.
that their lord may have been absent, but he is now of a proper mind to see to their well-being.
I had to admire the moon. I hadn't seen it in a while.
I can't remember the last time I saw it. Whatever you've
Storyteller,
done.
how far is this castle and this village from Belgrade?
About 2.5 weeks.
Too far.
Under the old weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the weather cleared up, you can be back in just over a week. Faster if you put, if you're willing to push the horses.
Or if we set out a bunch of Gould war horses that we recently acquired.
Oh,
He is... The city is not large, right?
Not giant, no. It's not even a full city. I'd put it a large town.
Okay. Is there like farmland surrounding it, something like
There's a valley.
that? Mm-hmm.
You could see it from what you were walking up over the sheer faces. There's a valley that's got farmlands. Of course, there was a mudslide. You don't know how many of the farmlands are still in one piece now.
If you would consider, Dragomir, swearing vassalage to us and Belgrade, we will ensure that your fortress is rebuilt.
You are a long way from me.
A week and a half with this weather.
Yes, it is a bit far for vassalage, but we can establish peaceful ties and a mutual agreement to come to each other's aid. Much like a vassalage without the formal acceptance, I am way too far from your lands to really get away with being a vassal.
I understand.
The local other warlords in this area would most likely take that as,
Offense.
yes, me betraying my own.
Hmm.
How
No
about a
offense.
boon? How about a boon if I send some craftsmen here to help you, some good stonemasons and such, to help repair your building?
I am already in your debt.
Yeah, well, just think of it as in, one boon, two boons. No big deal. Who's counting
No,
among friends?
we can do a mutual agreement.
A pact of assistance.
Yes, we can do a mutual agreement. We are willing to work with neighbors near and far.
And I will make sure that I spread the word to those in the area that the good fortunes with the weather and the disasters we've been having being no longer a problem is because of you.
Us
That will buy you
and Zelios.
that will buy you a good amount of goodwill amongst
Indeed.
my kind.
Indeed.
Well, Zelios is already highly regarded.
Of course, but it should be known that we didn't do all of the work. He did some himself too.
I can't think of a single Nez or anyone of this land that would turn away the master builder. So many of us have castles, strong and tough to defeat.
Indeed, because of
None
him.
would turn away that are wise.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, but absolutely, we can work out an agreement.
I think we could all benefit from that.
Absolutely.
And perhaps in time we can discuss vassalage once the nearby fellow warlords are understanding of the situation. I'm sure you understand
I do.
where you are here deep in our lands, swearing vassalage to one knot of our clan is tantamount to betrayal.
I understand, but they also know the name Olga of Kiev.
But that will change, especially as the word spreads.
Indeed.
We have already earned a distasteful opinion of us from the Ventru in Hungary. I highly doubt that allying with more of the clans Misi will change much of that.
Well, if you can find me anyone that the Hungarian Ventru like other than themselves, I would be shocked. I get the distinct impression the only ones they give a shit about are each other, and even that is tenuous at best.
Oh, no, strictly themselves. Individually themselves.
That is my opinion as well.
Haughty and arrogant, and yet their feet and hands cut off the same as any other Ventru, with a bit of difficulty and a dulled blade.
Yes.
I always prefer to let my enemies see the sun.
Ah, no, it was much more satisfying to send the Hungarian Ventru pieces of him and then watch them turn to ash when we did destroy him.
They don't realize that their time is over. The Hungarian military is not what it once was. That empire is dying from within. The rot is taking them. The same rot I have been told is that eventually took Constantinople.
Yes.
Though
And
I know
one
that
would
the
assume
Turks are the
Rome.
ones who overran it.
There was a reason they did.
It was long since faded.
Mm-hmm.
I see a time in a generation or two that we can throw the shackles off
Mm.
and be our own.
Well, I will tell you, we do things a little differently in Serbia. It is a Congress of us that rule. It utilizes all of our talents to ensure that the city and newborn kingdom that will eventually have its independence will thrive.
I've heard that. And I've also heard some of my countrymen placing bets on how long until one of you killed the others to take power. I will say that you have done quite well and exceeded all of their expectations.
Oh, I feel we should keep ruining bets if that's the case.
I love it when others underestimate me.
You know, my countrymen are not known for joint rulership.
The last one who tried was starved in a cellar.
Yes.
He could not hold on to his power and therefore forfeited
He was weak.
it.
Yes, you'll see. That is why they bet. It is no offense to you directly.
Oh, of course not. It is their own natures that they are projecting.
Yes, they apply their own worldview. And I admit I am guilty of that as well many times, but I try to be better than that. Being younger than many of them, I've learned that history is a long time and things change, and you must be ready to see the change and seize it when it comes upon you.
Storyteller, what was the name of the Zamisi who did swear vassalage to us after we helped
That was
cover his ass?
Vladislav.
Vladislav.
Vladislav, okay. Have you... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Have you, by chance, heard of the Zamisi Vladislav? He does not rule over anything significant,
Oh,
however.
there's many. That is a common name in this country.
It is very common.
If only the place he ruled had a name, it would help.
Small.
But you are not the only one of...
Who is thinking more modern.
And with a younger, fresher perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You are not alone in this.
I've heard rumblings about that. There's a lot of discontent in many of the younger members of my countrymen.
When our sires move us around like we are pawns, it's bound to bear resentment.
It is a shame grandfather is no longer with us. I'm sure you would have enjoyed his company. He was a true lord amongst Zamitsi.
I've known a few of those.
Well-educated, well-schooled, and a leader. I hope that one day I can at least do his legacy justice. Hopefully my sister as well, now that you may have calmed down her wild streak.
Yes, she took a number of years under tutelage as a ghoul to me to ensure she was groomed appropriately for what she would become. But I am very good at that.
I earned my place through combat.
Excellent.
Fighting in one of the many contests we have here for supremacy, for rulership. And so grandfather recognized my abilities. I am not the diplomat that many of my kind are. I am the warrior.
Well, you have a small village, really, or a small city, I should say. It's a little larger than most villages. But it will need strength in order to grow and thrive. You have a rough landscape here.
No. It breeds strength.
It does.
Those who can survive this land are stronger for it.
Exactly.
And the weak are ground underneath and turned to blood to feed the earth itself. That is the way it has always been.
Of course.
These forests grow with the blood of those who have been vanquished. Or those who never had a chance to really be anything else. It is the way.
It is.
The way of this land.
We do thank you for your hospitality.
I can show you the rooms if you wish to stay here, or it is up to you.
We will stay here. Augustine, I believe Gwen marked the way to the exit. Could you let our people know?
Of course.
Thank you.
Oh, let me show you the way back. Because Gwen led you a way, but did not find a way out. She went in circles through the place, never found she thought she was finding ways out, but always ended up missing the way. He walks you through a number of places that Gwen had marked, though you almost swear that one of these passageways he takes you down that wasn't marked wasn't there before.
Noted.
Marking the fuck out of it.
Yeah, now you are. Yeah, this time with new marks. But he takes you out to where your people are still out in the courtyard. They're all kind of shocked because A, they didn't get buried in the mudslide, and B, the rain stopped, the wind stopped, the moon is out, and the weather has become normal for this time of year.
I would like to tap Gwen on the shoulder real quick. May I borrow a writing implement and a scrap of paper?
Puts her hands in these pockets she's made, and they're like long, and pulls out a pencil, pulls out a paper. How do you always know I have it in my pockets?
It's because it's you. And I will actually...
Predictable?
And I will actually go over to Dragomir and walk, with deference because he is the current ruler, but not in a way like, oh, spare me your attention sort of a thing. And I'd like to see if he'd be willing to answer a quick question.
Please, I'm in your debt. Anything you wish to ask of me?
In your own words, and Snatcher will put the pencil to the paper. What did it feel like to perform the Amaranth?
I did not lie when I said that there was a sweetness, a vintage to his blood. I suspect that had to do with the age, with the power he had accumulated. It was sweeter than any mortal. I dare say that were I to do it too often, I probably would be overly accustomed to doing so and would seek it out actively. It had a lure to it.
And I wrote his words down exactly as he said them.
Okay.
I'm going to send a couple of the members that we brought up with us down to let the caravan know that we'll be staying up here.
And he escorts you to a set of nice rooms. They're a little bit dusty. They haven't been dusted a while. The linens are definitely a little bit of mildew on some of the linen because it hasn't been changed in forever because one servant. But you can easily take that off, or your kindred. You can sleep wherever you want. These are all interior rooms with no outside windows, so that there'll be no chance of daylight coming in. And if you wish to have a scene before we conclude, you can have a scene together.
I would like to have one. She would ask for the rest to join her in her rooms.
I do.
Grunches up.
There's soon going to be an uprising.
Here.
There will be the young going after the old and powerful.
We do keep hearing the sentiment repeated to us everywhere we go.
I have heard it also the last time I visited my former domator. Her own child are plotting her demise.
All the way out there.
Yes, in Poland.
So Transylvania will be soaked in more blood.
Absolutely. I believe, at least for a time, we should be able to not be impacted too greatly by that. But once they have taken out their immediate perceived threats, they will set eyes upon us.
Is there things you want me to start preparing for? Through trade or something like that?
Yes, we need to make sure that we have connections in the West.
I could start that when we get back. That wouldn't be a problem at all.
And she looks to her brother. And that we can call upon assistance when needed to hold our own. And I don't care if it is Templars that are sent. I will burn them all if I have to.
The Order of the Black Cross is at your command, my lady.
I do not mind helping the young, especially with their ambitions. But when they come for what's mine, I will teach them they should have paid their tribute.
We have proven that we are not as the elders of this land. If they wish to
forget
go
that,
against us.
yes,
Correct.
If they forget that, they will learn just how different we are.
Exactly where I was going.
As soon as we get back and I get all of the missives that I sent out for trade, at least we'll have the people taken care of.
Yes, that is the priority at this moment. But I
Oh,
believe
why?
when in his maddened state, when he said within a generation, I believe that within a generation there will be an uprising.
If there's any way we can at least temper it towards us, show that we've helped those that have been in need.
And so help
Maybe
me
they'll
if
just-
Sherazina tries to turn on me, I will eat her myself.
I think she's a bit more wiser than that.
But I
we've all
also try not
helped.
to abuse her. I encourage her ambitions.
Of course.
Eventually, I would like for her to rule in her own right.
Agreed.
I
But
cannot speak.
Be a good one.
I cannot speak for the rest of you, but I'm fairly certain that Gran would never betray me.
Hmm.
I think
she does
finds,
adore you so.
I think she finds that I am a surrogate grandchild,
It's kind of
which is rather humorous when I realize that I am older than her.
Mm-hmm. But we can never know another's mind fully.
If you guys need help with your children, you let me know and I'll do what I can.
Appreciate that very much.
I know Olga knows it. I might as well tell the two of you. I kinda never saw her. So, if you need help, I'd be more than happy to help. If I see somebody that would be good for any of y'all, I would definitely point them your way, if that's okay.
That is okay with me. It is hard for me to find ones that meet my standard.
Oh, I mean, try 'em as a goal. If it doesn't
That's
mean,
what I do.
Doesn't mean
That's what
Aye.
I do. I have my eye on the priest right now.
if they're good for you one way or another, to me at least it's another life saved one way or another. Not getting
For me,
trampled
it is all
underfoot.
about how to influence people, whether it be through the rulers or through the church.
Gotcha. And I know Augustine's more a
The mi-
soldier boy, so
the military, either through the
Aye.
church or through actual city military. But
Snatcher's more of the fighting at a discount kind of idea.
Sure. It is appreciated, but I don't require help finding suitable candidates. I have learned from my broodmate that those that do not show promise must be culled so the stronger can take their place.
that is true.
I understand. I guess it's me and my soft-heartedness that may or may not saying they may have a way to
Then-
at least be a service.
Then, for your sake more than mine, keep your soft heart where it is.
Oh, I'm not pulling it out of my chest if you're crazy on that one.
No, I'm just saying keep it where you are. Do not bring it in my vicinity. I will be bad for you.
Okay, so then I pretty much stay several paces from you on things.
Just when it comes to prospects.
Very well, Senor Flower.
Although, I have heard rumors that that is possible,
What
What?
is?
removing your heart.
Oh,
If you figure it out, I will be happy to learn that from you.
I'd heard it once from a passing traveler in London. Something about the god Set or something. I do not recall it well.
Oh, I have an idea of what you're referring to. I'm gonna have to go to Alma Met soon.
Is there anything else?
That is all I had. I just wanted to make sure that we were all aware of what is coming. I pay attention to the way the world moves. And I see the direction it is going. Things will change. I guarantee this uprising will bring great change. The church is getting more active. They are burning heretics. How long before they start hunting us and burning us? The world will change.
From darkness to another.
Oh, the darkness never lets up.
Do you think we would be better served sleeping through it?
No, because they know where we are. They would hunt high and low for where we slept. And in that weakened state, we would not be able to fight them off, as you saw during the performance tonight.
Oh, I missed a performance.
Not an excellent one.
That's not the definition I would use.
Well, he's a mate. He's not a toreador. I don't think he did a performance. He just
It made me
or
pine.
reenactment.
It made me pine for the plays of the Toreador. Me.
This is my shock, Jace. I'm actually shocked. Okay, well,
I understand
No.
the thought of it, but if any of us feel the need to sleep through anything, it cannot be all of us. It cannot be. We must make sure that there are enough of us standing guard to ensure that that other that is sleeping is protected.
So no more than 2 of our number are to rest at one time.
Exactly.
we can do rotations. Wouldn't be a problem.
I'd rather meet an uprising awake and aware,
Exactly.
but it was more a suggestion.
Don't worry, Snatcher. You still have a few years left on you before you naturally feel the need to sleep.
I both look forward to it and dread it, I suppose.
Just make sure it's somewhere safe.
I took several people for me to wake up my master when he went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And he would sleep for at least a good 30, almost 40 years. And I was required to make sure everything was still the same when he woke up. Unfortunately, ghouls don't sleep.
Must have been hell.
Anyway, you all have a good day's sleep.
Well,
And as you
I'm gonna pull
ahead.
Snatcher aside as we leave. You know what I'm going to ask you.
Snatcher will roll his forked black tongue out of his mouth, and tied up on the forks is the chain of the locket.
I will. Please hold on to it. I just wish to see if an image has appeared to me.
And I will open it, but not let him touch it.
there is the shadow of an image on it, but nothing you can make out.
Still nothing.
And I'll check just to make sure there's nothing for me either.
No, just a shadow of an image. Before there was nothing at all, but now there's
so
a
even
shadow
I
of
can
an image.
see the-
Olga's failed and now desires it.
There's a
got it.
shadow of an image.
It's meant to
Just
go to
now.
her.
Well, to someone.
At least for temporary until she delivers it to whoever needs it. Yeah. Okay.
Some Lasamba didn't get it. Yeah.
Or
Yes.
a third option. And I will let it pool in the palm of my left hand, and by the time my left hand comes up to scratch my face, there is no locket in my hands. It is
must
safe.
Show me how you do that.
It's actually rather simple, devilishly so. You simply aren't looking when I move it.
I'll have to make some time to start looking then when we get back.
Perhaps instead of teaching you to speak with animals, I could teach you how to hide. I find that understanding my clan's key talent is very beneficial in understanding thievery, for it operates on a very similar principle.
I don't know if hiding is for me. I'm not that kind of man. But these little tricks of the light and shadow, I think that could be a worthy skill to own. Again, I appreciate you holding on to that, Snatcher. And for all of your turmoil with your humanity, and I'll put a hand on his face, you have been a good friend. Then I'll walk over to my room.
And I'll wait until the door shuts before saying, "Thank you, Augustine." And then I will...
I heard it, because of
I'm
the
sorry.
aspects.
I'm certain you rat bastards with your hearing everything proper.
And Gwen
I'll
heard
go
the
lay
whole
d-
thing.
Yeah, of course. Well, Gwen always hears everything. And I will just go and lay down in a slightly mildewy bed.
And as you sleep through the day and then set out upon the nightfall, where to return to your city, Dragomir is a very gracious, very learned, very polite and pleasant host now that he is of his own mind. But from the prophecies, you cannot stop the coming storm or even have its rage. Mere words cannot repress the hatred which courses through 1,000 youngling hearts, nor quiet the temptation of your blood. Thick with its age and strength and cold with power, the ancient war, all but forgotten, stirs afresh. Your blood is the new battlefield. And even those whom you have cursed to save yourself shall break free of their bonds at last. And they will feast upon your souls in ecstasy. Behold, allies abandon their station, and twisted bloodlines clamor from without, threatening the precarious unity. From the prophecies of Gehenna. And this is where we are going to end. Season 3 of Vampire Dark Ages Glimpses of History. They have achieved all they needed to in this age and this time. They are now free. Until the next time skip. For tonight, everyone gets 5 experience for completing this season.
I'm one shy.
Man,
One
my mouth is
shy.
watering.
One shy.
Okay, then 6 XP for everybody. Why not? You put up with a lot of shit dealing with core tricks.
Now I'm one shy.
Oh, tough. I can't give out 7. That's
okay.
craziness.
All right.
That's
I was
crazy.
Just gonna keep forcing RST to rack it up.
I wasn't shy anything. I just want to see if I could push it.
Yeah, no. That's
No, I'm about to.
Push
I'm
it
about
real
to get.
good.
I'm about to bump up something. So yeah.
there is a storm coming in the land of the kindred and the history of this timeline. The brewing storm when the younger rise up against their elders. The fact that so many are now talking about it means it is coming. Olga is right. There is a reckoning coming. And you've got to be ready to protect yourselves and each other. I'd like to thank the viewers and the players. So you're aware the season was going to end when they finished their goals. In this case, this is where the season ends. We don't need to drag it on for, 4 more episodes of them just faffing about when they've accomplished what they needed to. They have been present for one of the signs of Gehenna, or at least that is the belief, with Goretrix brought chained, or at least chained by invisible bonds back to Tremere.
And then he fucking survives.
Another step. But that would be because for those who study the Gehenna prophecies, in time you will find they read that sign wrong. Goretrix was not that sign of the prophecy. When you're reading prophecies, mistakes are made. So please, everyone, join us on our Discord. That is where we cast this show from. We cast all of our shows from. And right now, there's an open casting call to be in season 2 of our Dune stream. So if you're on the Discord, you can go to the casting couch, check out where good old Augustine there, Chua Love It, Ravenous Archon on the Discord, put up his casting call to be in season 2 along with me, Mama McStabber, and Junie. Because we're returning from season 1, but we're going to need some more people for season 2. So he is casting for that. So
And it is set later, so we're playing new characters.
Yep. My Twisted Mentat died anyway because he detonated a nuke with a force shield. So
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
So please join us on our
Cannot
Discord.
be a Fremen.
And for those on the Discord, we did a Zoom hangout last Saturday.
Yes, we did.
We hung out with members of the community, had good, nice talks with everybody. It was great. And before I forget, because I'm unmedicated right now, happy birthday, Ford Fitch.
Happy birthday!
Our amazing Marshall from the Old God stream.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
happy
made some
birthday.
deals. So, yep, happy birthday. He's our favorite Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
I will say he's been the only one who played a Marshall on our streams, but he's still our favorite. So, happy birthday, Ford. Please, if you want to catch your back episodes, like the rest of this season that's been already done, or Kansas City, or Changeling, run by Snatcher down there, or Mage, run by Augustine over there, or Bluebeard's Bride, Nighthawks, my God.
A whole bunch of games but based on Powered by the Apocalypse.
Check
that
out
run.
Mama over there. And for those that don't know, we've got another plan, Null and Void, that is the working title. It's not going to be the real title, where you're going to see the debut of Junie Von Esch as a storyteller on our channel.
Yes.
She is going to be running the werewolf portion of that overly ambitious story that we're planning.
Yes.
And
so
Maddox
sorry.
laughs because of all the shit that's getting talked about in the super
You
secret chat.
literally see all the storytellers. We're going to run a multi-splat freaking chronicle. It's going to be coming this late summer, early fall. It's going to be starting in September. And literally, you're going to see all of us running games. Mama's going to be running the vampire splat. Shanky's going to be running the wraith splat.
Oof.
Ravenous Archon there is going to be running the mage splat. Maddox is going to be running the changeling splat. And Junie's going to be running the werewolf splat. And literally it's going to take place in Milwaukee. So if y'all been wondering what Queen Jackie's been doing in Milwaukee, you'll want to tune into this multi-splat chronicle.
Yep. We've got 5 storytellers, 5 splats, 1 story to tell with it.
Mm-hmm.
All interwoven together, one cohesive story.
And
all
the
at once.
casting call for that will go up after the Dune casting call closes, because we don't want to take anything away from that casting call.
Right. It'll post up at the end of the month or at the start of next month. I won't post it April 1st because people will think I'm playing a joke. So I won't post it April 1st.
April Fool.
Oh my God, you should. You
No,
totally
nope,
should.
Now, of course, if you want to see some Call of Cthulhu or D&D 5e, check out Ishvel's channel right here, linked in chat. That is where Tiss, the amazing DM, our amazing keeper, runs. That's where she posts her stuff. So if you want to see some amazing content creators over here, down here, go to their channel. Mischievous Red, who's not in this, but you'll see her Fridays in Kansas City. We'll let our people in this game talk about what they got going on here shortly. But check out the amazing content creators. If you like them here, you'll like them on their channels. If you want to get some studio merch, check out the studio merch. Don't think we have any Dark Ages shit yet, but we still got hundreds of years to go through. So I'm sure something will come up, eventually. If you want to support the players, bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give to the players and thank them for their hard effort they put in and having to put up with gore tricks. And then Tremere himself, because for some reason, the only one at this table that likes Tremere is Judy.
But not her character.
But not her character.
Although
Okay,
her
she's
character
sweet
has
and
the
Atreus,
hots for
but
the
other than
Swede.
Hey, when you see a strong, smart man, sorry.
I mean, hey, Olga is descended from, fucking Norse and Vikings and things like that. She gets the attraction, okay?
So if you want to give to the studio, bits and donations, they go to the players, but subscribe here on Twitch, it goes to the studio. If you watch on you watch on YouTube, you can like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon. All that supports us on YouTube. We might make, $33 in a month that way. YouTube is not a way to make money as a TTRPG table unless you get way more viewers than we have.
But you can totally buy Mama a coffee for putting up with Goratrix's bullshit.
Well, you already got bonus XP for putting up with his bullshit.
Yeah, but the community can fucking endorse it too.
Yep.
XP only happens one season. Forever Goratrix will remain. We need more fucking coffee.
Yes. And now I turn over to my lovely wife, who we've got a special treat on Saturday rather than the normal thing.
Do, but let me get the Friday first. But first, thank you everyone for joining us tonight for what ended up being the finale of season 3 of Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages Glimpses of History. And of course, this will be returning, but it will be returning later in the year because coming up next month, we have a mage game that has currently got a casting call going. So if you want to get in on that, you need to be in our Discord and apply.
Sorry, there's going to be a break with no content on Wednesdays because, quite frankly, I've been running tech or streams
for months
now, and I need a
break.
Few weeks off.
So
here.
Wednesday, we're going to have a night off until next month when Mage kicks on. Okay? Yep. And then after Mage in June is Changeling.
Yep. And then we'll be back after that with more Dark Ages.
Yep. We're alternating the splats on Wednesdays.
Yep. So you'll get to see Dark Age, then you get to see Mage, then you get to see Changeling, then Dark Ages, then Mage, then Changeling.
Yep.
And hey, if you like those, right here.
So, but coming up again over the week is Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Kansas City, a Domain Divided, a VTM V5 game. Y'all.
I've been having so much fun with that one.
Y'all. The Coterie is getting set up in their new domain, right? This damn Bruja's got a fucking protection racket going in the domain. The prince knew about it. Didn't tell the Coterie shit. Obviously a test. And of course, he also didn't tell the Bruja that he knew about us moving in either.
He's Malkavian.
He's an asshole, is what he is.
Don't have to be Malkavian. You can just be a prick.
He is a fucking prick. But anyway, we worked out a deal with the Bruja. My character Kat might have thrown some punches. They might have missed. And he might have bear hugged her to get her to fucking stop. And then she bit him. But it's...
It was foreplay.
It was kind of flirty, but it was fun. And hey, Zamitzi. But yeah.
And Bruja.
And Bruja.
Yeah.
It's bound to get weird, okay? So anyway, we worked that out by the end of session. We're good. So join us Friday as we pick up from where we left off. Yeah. And then Saturday, is that 3 p.m. Eastern? Okay. Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Shanky will be back here running another Modern Knights vampire game. This is finishing up the serial game that was running last year called Bloodied Fields.
We are back for the finale of Bloodied Fields.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
finally
gonna wrap up that story finally. So check out YouTube to get caught up on that, to refresh it in your mind. It's only 3 sessions, I believe, so far, right?
This will be the 4th.
This will be the 4th. So
Children of the Corn vampires, baby. Yeah.
Children of the Corn vampire version. It's really fucking freaky. So check it out. There's only 3 sessions to watch. You can watch it at like 1.5 speed and still understand everything. Seriously, you can get it in before Saturday to check it out. Okay. And then, of course, we won't be back here Wednesday because Shanky needs a much needed break.
Yeah. Yep.
Which should honestly be celebrated as well.
Yeah, I need to reset my clock a little.
But hang on. Let me double check my dates. Hang on. Because I think
March 28th.
Is it Thursday I'm doing mine?
March 28th.
March 28th. Okay. Yeah. So just so y'all know, in case I forget Friday, I do have my game coming back, Monster of the Month, on the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be Thursday next week.
Yep.
See you then.
Which is 3 days after my birthday.
Yes, Monday is Shanky's birthday.
Yep. Another year older on Monday. I'll be 49. Since I won't be streaming that night, I'll be 49 on Monday.
Yeah.
So I know I don't look it, except when you see the beard. The rest of me doesn't look it. What?
Welcome to the club.
Yep.
For 49.
Yep. So I do thank everyone for coming in. As always, let me go around here first. Ravenous Archon, Chew will love it if you're on Twitter, or the Dead Bird app, as Zach would call it. What you got going on?
Yeah. Starting with me this time. I am Ravenous Archon. I have my own channel here on Twitch where I run TTRPG stuff. We are coming back in April. I've had to take a much needed break for reasons. But we're coming back. I'm going to be coming back a little bit slow, one game a week until I get my bearings and my strength back. But I am coming back. So if you've been missing out on some of our stories, we are coming back, and we're coming back with a vengeance. There's a plan, and it'll work out, I think.
You know, for those that don't know, I want to say it is tough. It is easier to play in a game than run a game. There is a certain added stress level whenever you're running a game that you may be able to have the spoons or whatever to play in a game. That's not the same as being able to run a game. Right. Mm-hmm. It is a lot.
And then when you're doing tech on top of running the game, that's a lot of stress.
Yeah. So yeah, take the time you need, man. I'm glad you're back here, but
it's your pace.
I understand.
It's fine.
Yeah. And even then, I have Mage coming up, and I have Dune, and then I might have some other things coming up. You know, I have bugs that I need to scratch.
Yeah,
so
you got two different Mage. Your Mage and the big super story we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yay,
so,
boy.
Jay, our Snatcher down there. Let people know where they find you, because I know you can tell someone to find you somewhere.
Yeah. You all can find me square in the center of McStabber Studios running Changeling the Dreaming Stained Glass. Season 2 will be coming up soon, and I was worried I wouldn't have ideas when Season 1 ended. That is not the case.
Oh, no,
I have
it's going to be
many
so
now.
good.
It's good. They don't even know.
Yep.
I don't know, but I just know certain parts for my character, and I'm like, it's going to be so good.
But yeah, you all can find me on McStabbers as usual. I don't provide socials because I don't post on them.
Find him on the Discord, Maddox.
Yeah, I'm on the Discord. You can always...
And he's like always appearing offline. Just fucking tag him.
Yeah, I sit invisible because I hate Discord notifications. They're obnoxious when they happen and spam, so I try to limit them.
So tag him often? Just because.
Out
of love from the McStabber love.
Because we troll those we love here.
Look, you didn't even notice my special nail polishes I'm flipping you to burn.
It's hard to see in the lighting.
Ooh, I can see the color change though as it goes down.
Yeah, it's red and black.
Yeah, it's red and black. Or this one's black and red. Yep. So Junie, tell everybody where they find you.
On the internet, because that's where I live. It's easier to be, a digital construct than just, a flush bag.
So Glasswalker of you.
I know. You're welcome. You all find me on my channel. I'm gearing up, actually going into St. Jude soon. I actually am working on two other pictures as well. I did think of something for Dark Ages. It's going to be more wordy, where it's Dark Ages, always rolling for humanity. Because, dear God, between me and Sandra, who's going to fall first?
Path of Humanity is hard mode in the Dark Ages. Okay? Their war crimes were not a thing. Okay?
No.
Because atrocities happened all the time.
Atrocities? No, those are just called war.
Yeah.
I don't like you this week.
I don't like you this week. I want your land, so I'm going to wipe out your whole fucking people. Yeah.
At least you haven't salted the earth yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please don't bring that up now.
And don't even bring up the fucking church, them literally making converts by the sword. Yeah. Yep. So seriously.
Remember.
We don't have an easy time of it.
Just remember. No confession is valid unless extracted from torture, because then you're confessing to avoid the torture. So you must be tortured before you're allowed to confess.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'm being tortured here, on the usual. Whenever games are about, and I'm here, so yay! You can also find me on my when we're doing stuff over on the RPG table. You also find me on
Roll call.
give me a second. Roll call. Thank you, because that's DC by night. And then when Will brings up 7C, you will see me there as well, because I like to torture Will gently and softly. So it's a lingering torture. That's how you go with friends. Now he might question everything.
But Judy, we torture you out of love.
Oh, I know. Hence why I love you all back with gentle torture of my own.
Yep.
And you'll see me here doing werewolf. So I'd like to see tits for Gaia and dongs up for Gaia.
Yes.
Because one way or another, you're going to transform in butt naked motions one way or another.
I thought it was
unless you have dedicated
memories
clothes.
from Mother Earth.
No. I've always said tits for Gaia. You guys made memories for Mother Earth.
Memories for Mother Earth. But yeah, tits for Gaia. Mm-hmm.
Tits for Gaia and rockets for Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Red Rocket. That T-shirt is a thing in our store. Red Rockets
It
for
is.
Gaia.
Red Rockets for Gaia.
And no cowards
no
here.
cowards here.
just never walk the spiral, please, then thank you. Then I'll have to kill you.
Get a Red Rockets for Gaia shirt, wear it out, and see who gets the joke. Not even a McStabber Studios joke gets a Red Rocket for Gaia joke.
I'll have to order it because I'm going to go to Gen Con this year.
Because then you know you found your people. Okay.
And they go, I know what that means. I'm like, so do I. Oh my God. Is your clothes dedicated yet? I wouldn't mind you seeing a guy shift and, he didn't have dedicated clothes, but, there you are.
I'd love to go to Gen Con at some point, but I don't think I can handle right now the crowds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's valid.
You know?
I'm wearing a mask. I know Bridget is.
Yeah. But I do thank you all for coming in. As always, mental health. It's not a joke, not a laughing matter. We laugh and kid when we're at a game, but we do take mental health seriously. Even our talk at the beginning of daytime drinking. Alcohol is a serious subject. We may joke about it a little bit, but that's because we have some dark humor. But if you have a drinking problem, please take care of that, get that addressed. And if you suffer from mental health issues, I want you to reach out to your support network. But if you feel you can't, in chat's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be a professional on the other end of the line that'll help you out. Because first off, mental health is health. And most importantly, it's okay to not be okay. If you're not in the U.S., I know we have a number of non-U.S. viewers, and we have a number of people who watch this from YouTube. Findahelpline.com. Put in your country, find out the support lines in your country to get the help you need. Because let me tell you, I want you to take care of yourselves. It's a rough time for a lot of people. Everyone's struggling. I'm struggling because I can't even get my damn meds. It's an issue and it takes a toll. So please take care of yourselves, everybody. And now my lovely wife can give her portion as we end the season. Surprised.
All right. Thank you. And yes, everybody, please take care of your mental well-being. It is so important. Protect your fucking peace. For real. If things don't serve you in a way that brings you peace, joy, and generally satisfaction, I'm not saying you got to always be happy because, ain't nobody always happy. But seriously, analyze if you can get rid of that, evacuate that shit from your life because for real, take care of your peace. And kind of like I did my current job. But yeah, anyway.
I did my last job.
So yeah, but anyway, also I am a registered nurse and I've been doing it a long time and I've been patient facing a long time and I'm ready to move up. So thus I've put in my resignation with my job and I'm moving into a job that will let me move up into management. But yeah, so anyway, do take care of your physical health as well. For real. Get your vaccines, get your vaccines, get your vaccines, get your fucking COVID booster. Or if you haven't been vaxxed, get your fucking COVID vaccine and start getting boosted annually after you get it. Literally get it. Get your fucking flu shot. For real. For real.
Take care of your damn self.
I'm going to tell you something. You may be young or young-ish. You may not be getting older. You may be getting more awesome like me and most people in their 40s.
I'm getting older.
Yeah, but seriously, get your flu shot. Because I have a friend that just had her mother placed on hospice because she got the flu and it turned into such a severe pneumonia. She's an elder woman. It turned into such a severe pneumonia and she's in such a fragile state that now she's on hospice. and dying. So understand that even if you're young and you can get over the flu lickety-split, your loved one may not be able to. That's why it's important to get a vaccine. Okay? Seriously. Also, y'all know political as fuck. Few states had some primaries on Tuesday. We got more coming up, literally like every fucking month leading into the summer. We got primaries coming. Make sure if your state has a primary coming up, and you can easily Google search which states have upcoming primaries, make sure you are participating in that. You will already have to have been registered for most states for their primaries, but make sure you're prepared for that. Make sure that your registration is correct, that your party affiliation on your registration is correct. Yep. Seriously, because if it's not correct, you won't be able to participate in the primary that you want to pick people from. So make sure it's correct. And as we go towards the November election, check your fucking registrations. Make sure that party is correct. Make sure that your freaking status is still active for the registration. States will purge voter rolls. It is a form of voter suppression. And they won't tell you they're doing it. You'll just all of a sudden go to a polling place and not be an active voter anymore. So make sure you check that to make sure it's still active. And vote. Fucking vote. Like your life depends on it, like everyone you love's lives depend on it. Okay? Seriously. Participate in the election in your area. Every single one. Said with love.
I do thank everyone for coming out for the Dark Ages Season 3. I hope you enjoyed the story. I think the players of this one went into it having one expectation and came out of it having a lot more fun than they thought they'd have because they were dreading the Goratrix Tremere part, but I think they enjoyed themselves. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you on Wednesday nights. We'll see you for Mage, or I don't know if Mama has a Monster Hearts at any point between now and Mage on Wednesdays.
Not Monster Hearts.
Or sorry, Monster of the Week.
Monster of the Week. I'm calling it Monster of the Month because I'm only running it once a month.
I don't know if there's a Monster of the Month between now and Dark Ages on Wednesdays, but there is one Thursday the 28th.
Yes.
And Group 1 shenanigans and Group 2 shenanigans.
Yeah, Monday. But yeah, I have like through June scheduled out right now for Monster of the Month. And then once we get a couple more sessions in, I will actually schedule out the rest of the year because by then I'll know all our content that we're having for the year and, you know, and basically be able to plan that around it. So
the beauty of the Monster of the Month, so you're aware, is you don't have to watch any of the previous episodes.
No, they are all self-contained episodes.
But the shenanigans. It's worth watching for the shenanigans. So I do thank everyone for coming and hope you enjoyed the season. Good night, everybody.